Hey, what's up guys? In this video we're going to be getting ideas down in session view. So this is our session view. This is what you'll be looking at most likely. So what we're going to do is we're just going to create a MIDI track, and you can double click, bam bam, and you have one bar of a MIDI clip. So with that, what we'll do is we will add just a simple kick drum, and we can do that through like a one-shot sample. Alright, cool. No, wait. Okay, cool. So we drop that in, and it's just a one-shot sample. Right, and that's our kick. So we'll double-click again so we can edit that. And usually it's middle C. Yep. We'll press B, and then we'll get our kick down. Yeah, we'll just do that. Select Control D, D, D. And we'll just press play on this little clip here. Right, so we have that. So what we can do from there is we can do, if we want to have that kind of forever, we'll freeze it, and then we'll flatten, and then now it is a audio loop, and that'll play basically forever. So we'll just move that over there. Okay, let's add a MIDI track. We're gonna make some drums here, so we'll double click again. You know, simple. We will drop in a drum rack, and we'll find some sounds here. Let's get some percussion sounds and maybe a bass. Cool, got that. Drop that in. That sounds nice. Okay, so we have these three sounds here. We'll add one more. No, wait. Okay, so we have that. Okay, so we will double click on that, and we have everything that's kind of case sensitive. So we will, what we can do is we can just stop everything, and we can play things called scenes. And these would be musical ideas consisting of loops. Okay, so we have that. So we'll create another MIDI track. We'll find a bass sound. It'll be a one shot. So we'll just do that. Okay, we have that. Bring the volume up. The volume is a little bit too up. So we'll double click, and we'll find where that note is. So we'll play that entire thing there. We'll stop this. So that's neat. What we'll do is we will EQ. And it's just a good way to jam and get ideas down. What we'll do is we'll add a compressor, and we'll have this. This is why we have the kick just kind of dedicated. So we'll sidechain this. We'll look at what's going on here. We'll EQ it. We'll EQ the detection circuit so we can see. We can copy that and paste that here. We'll just get rid of that. And then we'll play this entire scene. Alright, so now what we can do is we can add a ping pong delay. And a frequency shifter, just because. And then we'll compress the crap out of it. And then we'll add a limiter, just because. And we'll just put that down there. We'll EQ it. Okay, so what we can do now is we can just kind of clean that up. And then what I'm going to do is duplicate. I can duplicate this entire scene, and we can play either scene we want. So we'll have this one without that bass or whatever. And we'll duplicate that once more. So I want to get another idea down here. So this is a good way to just get ideas down. And it's very useful. So yeah, we'll use some loops. Why not? All right, we have that. We can audition different ideas. So I have that. Now let's get rid of that. Try another one. I like that. Let's just say that sounds good. You just kind of figure out which one you like better. The thing about Ableton is like all these ideas will stay here, and this is kind of what the session view is for. It's getting ideas down, and then they're always there. So once you're from there, so we'll say we'll just copy our little bass here. Oops, no, not that. It's not that. We'll paste. No, I don't want to record. There we go. Okay, maybe I want to copy that there. So I'll need to make that just a tiny bit louder. Compress it. Give it some bass. Alright, very neat. I have to stop saying neat, it's getting irritating. So yeah, these are basically just little clips, and they'll loop on forever, and you can just keep on adding and adding. You can even duplicate this and replace the sound. So say, alright, I want to try something else, so I'll just stop that one, and this will be like an alternative take. We'll select all these, we'll give it a different color. I like whatever color that is. So let's solo that, and I'll find another kind of percussion-y, or not percussion-y, synth sound. Let's try to give that a try. Sounds a little bit different, and we'll just kind of compare them. I'll unsolo that so we can actually hear it. Right, and that could be like 2 different sections of your song. Okay, so basically that is jamming in live. You can do neat things like, I said neat again, you can make these shorter. Oh, wait, that's per note. You can make the entire clip shorter, longer. You can make these all longer, so it's more of a legato feel. We completely changed it around. There we go. We can, pitch it up or down and just get different ideas. One thing I forgot to mention is we can rename them. So we'll just call that derp. So yeah, from there, what we can do is say, okay, that's a little bit too busy. So I'll duplicate, and I'm just going to get like different kind of progressions going on. Right, so this would be like the beginning of my song. And this would be like the middle or whatever. And that would be whatever. Right, and I like that. So I'm going to copy, and it's just a good way to get ideas down. Right, so this would be the intro, so I could rename that intro or whatever. And that's all good. So from there, I will drag the entire scene, it's called a scene, drag it into Ableton. Oops, up into the top right corner there. Then we have this, and we can go back This is like in its like session view mode. We can go back and we can arrange, and we have it here like forever, and then we can duplicate, right? And we have our track. So we'll just do that just as like a crude example. We have this here. This is our first kind of scene, right? So from there we can say, okay, what do I want to happen next? Maybe not that. Maybe I want that. So I'll drag that, and this gets dragged to there. So say, okay, well, this will be like the second part here, right? And say, okay, well, I want this percussion here. So just to kind of clean it up, I'll have loop selected. This loops as well. You just drag it. Oops. Duplicate. Duplication is your friend. Drag these so as you can see what you're doing, and it automatically does that. All right. So let's grab another one. Right, and that sounds good. So we'll drag. Oops, get up there. We'll drag that. And then we'll go back to arrangement, and we can select to bring whatever we want back. And basically, this is how you would go from like an initial idea to a track. And Ableton is really good at arranging. Right? As an example. So another thing I want to show you is organization. So what you can do is you can right click where this little speaker guy is, and you can insert a time signature change, or you can say, okay, let's be drop. So this would be like our drop, and we can have it all organized. We can edit the signature change, or we can change it completely up here, but I don't really do that for this kind of music, but whatever. We can unloop. So you can have little tiny signature changes here, and that's really useful for organization. Because okay, I know I want to have a drop or whatever here, right? So from there, you would arrange in a way. You can do cool stuff like group, and you can add, say, an effect like a filter. Put it in your macro, and you can automate this. So the filter will be turned on when you get to this part, when your drop or whatever, or your build. Select, hold shift, and you can bring your delay up. Right. And at any point, you can go back and you can listen to your other ideas. Say if we wanted this, I'll just stop everything. Right, I actually want that now because I want to go back in time and check some stuff out. I can drop this here, right, and I can replace it. Right, just as an example. Filter sweep. Right? Then I can add like a crash, and it's just a good way to get ideas down. I've probably said that about 8 times. So yeah, that's basically from getting ideas down from session view and then bringing it into arrangement. And yeah, color code everything and have fun. Hope you learn stuff, and take care.